Hey everyone, welcome back. Hope you're having a fantastic day so far. So we have some good news in today's video, as certain Social Security beneficiaries can expect to receive an increase of up to $2,340, some even more than that. So we're going to be going over how much of an increase you can expect to receive, whether you're on Social Security retirement, SSI or SSDI, but we're also going to be going over some bad news as well and why this increase may actually lead to some bad things down the road, even starting as soon as next year. But before we go ahead and dive into the main content of today's video, if you wouldn't mind helping me out real quickly by just giving this video a like, that just helps out with the good old YouTube algorithm, and also consider subscribing to my channel if you have not already. Okay, so once again, next year, for all Social Security beneficiaries, the benefits are going to be increasing thanks to the cost of living adjustment. So according to CNN, Social Security recipients will receive an annual cost of living adjustment of 3.2% for 2024, a much smaller increase than the inflation-fueled boost of the past 2 years, the Social Security Administration announced Thursday. Retirees' monthly payments will rise by $59 to an estimated average of $1,907 starting in January. The lower adjustment reflects the fact that inflation has moderated this year. Recipients have received increases of 8.7% for 2023 and 5.9% for last year, which were the largest since the early 1980s. So we can see the chart up on the screen there comparing this year in 2023 to next year in 2024. Starting out, this is for disability, so for the non-blind, that's going to be increasing from $1,470 per month up to $1,550 per month, so that's right around an $80 increase. For the blind, it's going to be increasing from $2,460 per month up to $2,590 per month. That's going to be an increase of $130. And then the trial work period is also going to be increasing slightly up to $1,110 per month, up from this year where it was just $1,050 per month. Now, as far as the maximum benefit goes for Social Security retirees, those who wait all the way until the age of 67 or 66 and max out their earnings during their working period, that's going to be increasing up to $3,822 per month, from where it was this year at $3,627 per month. So that's going to be a pretty substantial increase there. And then as far as SSI beneficiaries go, for individuals, that's going to be increasing up to $943 per month, up from $914 per month this year in 2023. And then for couples, that's also going to be rising by 3.2% as well, up to $1,415 per month, up from this year of $1,371. Now, keep in mind, most people on SSI are actually going to be receiving a lot less than these two amounts. These two amounts are actually the maximum benefit. So this is the maximum that you could qualify if you are an SSI individual or a couple receiving SSI benefits. Now, some other numbers that we're going to be going over here are the resource limits for SSI individuals and couples. And once again, this year in 2024, for individuals, it's still going to be $2,000, and for couples, $3,000. Now, for whatever reason, they never adjust the resource limits for inflation. This is something that's actually in a bill right now, and it's something they should definitely be adjusted for. It hasn't been adjusted since, I believe, like the 1990s. And, just $2,000 of assets allowed for individuals and $3,000 for couples in 2023. That's not a lot of money. That definitely needs to be adjusted for inflation, and it needs to have a substantial boost. In the bill, I believe it is $10,000 for individuals and $20,000 for couples, and then from every year that would be adjusted for inflation. Now, some other numbers going over here as well for all retired workers. After the 3.2% adjustment next year, it is going to be a $1,907 benefit on average. For age couples both receiving benefits, that's going to jump up to $3,033 per month, up from $2,939. For widowed mothers and 2 children, that's going to get boosted up to $3,653 per month. And then for aged widowers alone, those benefits are going to be boosted up to $1,773 per month, up from $1,718. And then for disabled workers with a spouse and 1 or more children, the average benefit is going to get lifted up to $2,720 per month. And then for all disabled workers, next year in 2024, the average benefit is going to get lifted up to $1,537. So those are the main numbers of how much you can expect to receive. And then, of course, we're going to have some numbers released in November, probably latest for the Medicare Part B premium. It is expected that's going to be lifted up by right around $13 to $15. We won't know the official number for a few more weeks, but it's another number we definitely have to keep our eyes peeled for. Now, the bad news, even though there is going to be an increase, which of course is a good thing, we want to continue seeing these benefits increase because every single year there is that one thing called inflation and something we need to keep up with. But the bad news here, according to the Senior Citizens League, is that a new retirement survey by the Senior Citizens League indicates that older adults are pessimistic about their finances in the coming months and the growing potential for Social Security benefit cuts. They say that 68% of survey participants report that their household expenses remain at least 10% higher than 1 year ago, although the overall inflation rate has slowed. This situation has persisted over the past 12 months. So most people in the survey are saying that their expenses have increased by 10%, yet they're only getting a cost of living adjustment of 2.6%. So clearly here, at least according to the people in the survey, what they're receiving as a COLA is not keeping up with their actual expenses. Now, they go on to say that worry that retirement income won't be enough to cover the cost of essentials in the coming months is a top concern of 56% of survey respondents. Social Security benefit cuts are an even bigger concern, ranked as the number one worry by nearly 6 out of 10 survey participants at 59%. And over the past year, benefit cuts and trims have affected a large percentage of older Americans who can least afford them, low-income households. Now, a year ago, the Senior Citizens League warned that higher incomes due to the 5.9% and 8.7% COLAs in 2022 and 2023 could potentially affect eligibility for low-income assistance programs such as SNAP and rental assistance. Earlier this year, federal emergency COVID assistance for SNAP and Medicaid also ended. Surveys conducted by the TSCL in 2022 and this year suggest that significant numbers of lower income and older households have lost access to some safety net programs over the past 12 months, as illustrated. And you can see this chart up on the screen that those receiving low income assistance continues to drop, as it dropped down to 31% in 2023 after the 8.7% adjustment. And in addition to that, next year in 2024, we're going to have even more people paying tax on their benefits, which means they're going to keep less of what they're receiving in Social Security. So they go on to say that up to 85% of Social Security benefits can be taxable when income exceeds certain thresholds. Unlike other parts of the federal income tax code, the income thresholds that subject Social Security benefits to taxation have never been adjusted for inflation. So these numbers have stayed the same for a long time now, and clearly they need to be updated. So they go on to say that if you file a federal tax return as an individual and the combined income is between $25,000 and $34,000, you may have to pay income tax on up to 50% of the benefits. And then if you make more than $34,000 in benefits, up to 85% of the benefits may be taxable. Now, if they were actually to update that, today's numbers would actually be $74,614, and then the top number there would be $101,475. So clearly that's something that has to be updated. But the good thing here, of course, is that next year in 2024, benefits are going to be lifted thanks in part to the cost of living adjustment. But again, we do have that bad news there where a lot of people are no longer going to be qualifying for assistance, and people more and more are going to have to pay income tax on the benefits that they are receiving. But that's all we have for today's video. I certainly hope that you enjoyed and found value out of it. If you did, again, I would greatly appreciate if you could give this video a like. Consider subscribing to my channel if you have not already, and I will see you in the next video.